Good morning. Oh, this next joke here. Why can't you give Elsa a balloon? Because she will just let it go. Didn't. Huh, that should have been it. Wasn't it doing it? I gotta check on something real quick.
Don't pretend you're no good, 'cause I can see your sunshine dripping out your sleeves onto my lifeline. Oh,
Alright, give me 1 minute.
though you didn't mean to leave a trail for me, but you didn't know I'm Trevor. It is. It's alright with me. If it's alright with you, then I could be whatever it is that you need me to. My love, 'cause you're golden. 'Cause you're golden. But you're shy like one would be if they hadn't been loved right. Sleeping all the time, I know why you stay
Alright.
inside. Safer to save your life.
So why isn't this working? Cargo test. We're supposed to be able to test things here. How am I? Been a little under the weather lately. Um, Not so much that I couldn't stream though, but it was hard for me to wake up today. Alright. Now this test should be running. It's not running. I wonder why. We should be able to get some sort of information. Our logger's not working. Toss no capture on there. Okay, so that is working. Yeah, we'll have to see about the whole COVID thing. It's not like like I hardly see people. So social distancing is pretty much my way of life. And ever since this, we've just been even more into that. Huh. So we're getting this one. We're not getting this one. It looks like we're starting the logger just fine. What am I missing? Should be a logger there. Not used to so many streams at once. Yeah, I mean, I've even got toggle bit on the side here too. Here, we'll unwrap that. See if it panics. It seems like that's not setting up for some reason. No, it's setting up. There's no error coming out of that. Log error. I mean, am I doing that wrong? Maybe I didn't include that? I don't have it down there. Do I have to do that? Alright, that didn't seem to make any difference. And it makes sense, right? Because we have the auto logger there. That's just a dev dependency. Normally we would also get these available to the dev dependencies, to the test stuff. Huh. Right, I can do this without logging, but it's bugging me like why is it not working? init term logger. That's all we did over here. Just alto logger, init term logger. What else could it be? See, it's test. We know that it's running this test because of the print line. Go back to the other project, check our cargo file. Yep, we've got the logger. Maybe it's because of the default features false? I didn't think log even had features. Oh, it does. No default features. Huh. Well, that's interesting. All right. Now this shouldn't actually work, I think. Yeah, now log's not there, which is expected. Log error. Oh my goodness. Rust log price. We have to tell it what the, yeah. Oh my goodness. uh, all right. Running with 2 threads, awaiting the signal, signal received, awaiting the drop, after the drop, awaiting the drop, after the drop. Okay, so it's actually getting to the very end. So it's signaling it's just not returning because of this pending here. Well, that makes sense. I wonder if we can actually move this into there. Let's toss that in there. So if we look at the documentation on that executor here, we still have task, we have spawner. We should be able to just call task spawn in there, like so. Then we can await the task. That might work. So what we're actually doing here is... Oh, it didn't work. I'm just making a little wrapper, a little generic wrapper around um, async executor because if there comes to be a new hot executor someday, we might want to switch to it. I don't want to have to switch to it everywhere, so I'm trying to make a little wrapper. And hopefully, it does most of what we would need to do. It's just going to solve the game server's problems at the moment, not solving the world's problems. So in this case, we run everything and then we drop that. Now, creating the executor, running it, awaiting the signal, awaiting the drop, awaiting the drop. Okay, so we do have two threads, both awaiting the drop. Yes, and we can't actually do this because we actually need two threads to be able to do this. And it worked before because the executor actually was just constantly pending. What we're really testing is this here, that run, and this drop. I think I'm having more trouble actually setting up the test code than writing that other code. Close that window. All right. Which dinosaur knew the most words? The thesaurus. All right. The thesaurus. It's a little cold in here today. All right. So how do we fix this? Essentially, we either get two threads running. We cannot start two of these executors because they will basically wait for their interior elements to finish. Toss that in its own thread. I'm missing something. That should still be inside of an executor though. Oh, it's okay for us to have more than one. Yay! That actually worked. Did it? No? No, it didn't. It died. We didn't await at the very end. Alright, let's wait on the spawn handle. This is getting to be a little twisted. join on that. I have to clean this up. 8 expected. 116. Oh, there's an 8 down there. More should happen than just that. So here's our executor, spawning some tasks for it, detaching them. Oh yeah. Huh. Is that Pudgelicious? They are online. They are here. Alright. Oh, you're very welcome. Happy Thursday. So I'm going to spawn this thread, start another executor. In that executor, what is this even doing? Why are we doing this? That should be in wait. Okay. Now it ran everything. Let's clean this up though. This looks like a mess. Essentially what we're trying to do is test our executor wrapper stuff. So we have our executor returns a spawner and an executor. We can spawn elements and detach them. Yay. Okay. Now at this point, we're just creating something to signal the shutdown. The rest of this is just test harness. Is there a simpler way to do this? We might be able to do the exact same things. What's going on inside of there? So we have to run it, right? We know that we have to run that executor. And currently I'm trying to do it, well, on a single thread. Just because I want this to be a little cleaner. We're going to take that, drop it over here. All right. So we spawn the executor. Rather, we run the executor. we could also await on the RX. Even though that we're passing that in, we can await on the same exact thing. Let's try that. We'll have two elements in here. Going to detach both of these. And then we're going to wait the RX receive here. This error is going to be because it moved. Actually, we expect that to fail. That's the whole signal. All right. That also works. So it turns out we're just doing the exact same thing that's inside on the outside in order to test it. There we go. All right, that one's done. Now the way that this works, if we dig into the actual code here. Oh, games in Rust, absolutely. So there's a couple of different projects. There's even a big website about this. Are We Game Yet has like the big list. Okay. Has all sorts of stuff. Take a look at resources, etc. And toss that into chat. But I'm actually using Godot and Rust. So there's parts about a game engine that I think people sometimes don't appreciate. And that's when you go to actually deploy it, right? Has it had enough face time to actually get bugs registered, get kinks worked out? Does it work on the 50th other different Android device with weird OpenGL drivers? So if we look at, yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. Game engines here. I'm actually using Godot, which is written in C++, but with the GD native bindings so that I can use Rust inside of it. If you're looking to kind of get into doing games with Rust, there's also kind of the big one, Amethyst. Bevy is new and refreshing. It just came out a couple days ago. But yeah, there's lots and lots of stuff out there. Now at the moment, I'm building a kind of a game server for the game front end. And this is just one of the small pieces of it. So here we have our executor, run with so many threads. Alright, I'm actually going to get rid of the tracing now. Ooh, this one though. When we join everything back together, do we want to log? I don't like silencing errors. I think I'm gonna leave that one. Alright, so we have the executor that wraps, currently it's wrapping async executor. And we have spawner, which just wraps the spawner that comes back out of creating an executor. And we have a task wrapper. And these are just kind of a layer, a little facade on top of that in case we wanted to change it later. Perhaps we would want to go to maybe multitask instead of async executor. As we absolutely could. Runs a single task and returns true if one was found. That's pretty neat. Alright. And this is what async executor actually gives us. The ability not to call tick ourselves. So, I think we're at the right level there. We didn't test this weight, did we? It's one of those languages you really want to do but can't think of a reason to use it. Yeah, for me, I treat like programming languages like spoken languages. So if you have a destination in mind, like you want to go to some foreign country, you might, pick up some of the language. But if you don't have any reason to go anywhere, it makes it a little difficult. Okay, now in this case, I would also either like to... I want a different name for this. Either that or implement future on this. Let's just toss future on this. There we go. Output is going to be the same as T output. You know what? Let's change this and we'll toss on PIM Project Lite. So we'll have our inner. Come on. There we go. All right, now here in, oops. Oh, goodness. Go back. And we're back. In Project Light, let's look at the docs. In Project. Got it. Forgot that it was a macro. Can't I do that way? Should be able to. Why isn't the formatter kicking on? There we go. What's it look like these days? Like a wall of text currently. Actually the UI hasn't changed anything. It hasn't changed in months. But we're just about done with this piece. I really do want to get back to the UI. Let's see, let's spawn some sort of task here. Async. Something, we'll put something in there. Maybe some sort of timer or whatever. We'll await it. Although awaiting here won't work. We'd have to do that somewhere else. Do that in one of these. Now for this, I do want a little bit of a timer. And if we're using async IO, maybe we should just be using small then. Small is like the combination of async IO plus async executor. What does small have for features? Nice, okay. So that should be fine. Let's change our test to use small real quick. Small run. And here. Want some sort of timer. Duration from millis, we'll give it, let's say, 100 milliseconds, and it has to wait. Oh, standard time duration. Perfect. Test awaiting the task. Okay, there we go. Done, done. Uh-oh. Ooh, it's not working. Yeah, we only got one. So why isn't this working? We have a spawner. We spawn something. Should be a future. We're going to basically await the inner task. So we're just passing that all the way through. Now that should continue to wait. It should signal because the inner is a timer. We're passing the context through it, so the inner should register and be able to signal when the timer's up. And down here we await the drop as well. What are we missing? Here we have a timer. It's got a duration. Technically, we should be able to do this and await the spawn. That'll give us the same results, so something else is going wrong. I get that we're coming down here. We're hitting this away, which should free up the runtime so that either of these other tasks could run. So we should be able to get the drop. Yeah, there's something wrong with our task here. So we have inner. Tossing some little bits of documentation on there because even though it'll be minimal, it'll be something for later. Toss a decimal period on there. Now this task handle. All right. Now our timer here. Now let's say we have something that returns immediately. Right? Does this spawn actually work? Because when we call await on this, that spawn, this poll gets called. And we end up passing that straight through to the inner. All right, let's change that then. Comment those out for a moment. Future's light. Future ready. That's a feature that's always ready. Ah, one argument. All right, return unit on that. Still. So I hit here, got to the spawn, probably came in here, got to the pole. That should have returned. Okay. toss a debug on that. Oh, output doesn't support debug. Fine. Pending. Why is it pending? We passed in something that's always ready. Ready shouldn't be pending. All right. Oh, we could do small future pending. It's the same thing. And small ready. Where's ready? Because small future ready is always ready. See, it's always ready. Already. All right, so that points to some other issue in here, in that when we call spawn, we spawn our task here. We get a task back. All right, but the task isn't yet ready. Because we do wrap that. Let's see. So technically this is not that, this is going to be a task. Let's put a better type on this. This task handle here, we're only ever putting this task inside of it, which has a task with a feature of output of t, which is fine. Oh, did I not set up Firefox today? I am so sorry. I keep going back. Nobody said anything about the black screen. I should have said something. All right. Well, this task handle here, the task with feature whose output is t, is that correct? So you give it a future, yes, and you get a task back, t. So we need a t here, but not. Oh, I see. I see. That's where the t comes from. I see. So we already have the small task here, or the async executor task here. Yeah, that's that one. which is just around a multitask task. So that'll get compiled away. Now, this inner should be a task. And that task, I'm expecting to have feature on it. Yes. I'm just going to do the same thing that they're doing. Just pretty much the same thing as that. We're going to drop the end project bit.
Who did this? Who the freak ate my snack pack?
That's a stubborn goat. All right. Import that and should be off of self.inner. Okay. I expect the same output here though. Yeah. I mean that task should be there already. Why isn't it there? Odd. Well, hello everyone.
Who did this? Who the freak ate my snack pack?
Nonsense. That wasn't even one of the options. All right, thanks, Doggobit. And good morning, Raiders. All right, so we're wrapping an executor and stuff like that. So just too frazzled. Gotcha. All right. Take care, Doggobit. All right, so high level. I was extracting stuff out of multiplexer just to have a little wrapper. I figure I'm going to use this on the rest of the game server too, so I might as well have some sort of layer of indirection between whatever the heck runtime I'm going to be using at the moment versus what's going to actually be used like when it goes into production. So we've got a little executor. Right? It's just wrapping the async executor stuff at the moment. Got a spawner, and then we've got our task. Now I'm having trouble Oh, well, here's detach. Detach is working just perfectly. Awaiting, though, isn't. So, deleting that. I would have expected that awaiting the inner future would be really, really simple. Something along these lines. Output here is actually not holding a task. Inner is the task. So self.inner at this point is the task. Because if we look at that, that's a task with T of output. With T's output, with output from T. Don't feel like I said that right the first time. All right, now we get to the first triple exclamation, and if you look at the tests, that's this one right here. We're trying to spawn something that's ready inside of there, and it's not doing anything. Now for our test, we're actually using small on the outside. But I'm pretty surprised it doesn't actually get past that point, because it seems like it should be able to do that. Oh, line numbers. So you can actually see what line that happened on. That'd be a nice option. Because sometimes you just want to say, I reached this point. And to be able to differentiate between line 125 and 130, that'd be handy. Sometimes you just want to like carpet bomb these things. Just do what you do. Yeah, exactly. So I'm surprised that this is not actually failing. Like it's not passing this. I would have expected that to work. So we spawn, we get this task. Not awaiting this should create some clippy anger. Yes? Where's the clippy anger? Oh, you know what? Probably do the same thing as this. Why doesn't... Why are we getting a little clippy? Clippy should be telling us that, hey, you have to do something with this. So yeah, there we expect that, both of those. But no, in this case, our spawn didn't actually get tested. Hey, good morning, and welcome, Raiders. I need to check my feature status. What the ready macro does. In their task to your task. Alright, so we had been using the pin project light bit for a moment. Let's go ahead and toss that back in there. Okay. Oh, I thought we could actually just return the result of that poll. Yeah, and that doesn't work. So if we just run the test, we should be able to hit the first one, but not the second one. Oh, because I didn't enable the await. So spawn in this case is going to return a task. Let's call task await. And it'll get to the point inside where it's hitting that feature. Hold on, let's delete that pin. Where'd it go? Ah, here. So we should hit this point, and then it'll stay there and won't do anything. Features like feature block on also exists. It'll let you make sure you're working on the main thread. Interesting. To see if small is also moving them. So in this case, we have little bits for testing. Those work just fine up there. And at this point, we're running small. Couple of tasks, one that drops the TX, which should signal shutdown. Same here. This is actually running the executor. When you're testing the MT executor, you probably want one thread pull for sanity. Probably, yes. That's a good point. Otherwise, you're going to get weird failures sometimes. So we're getting that B. Actually got it twice. And we're passing ready into it. Oh, this here? Is that returning earlier than we expect? Oh, maybe. Because it would have dropped, right? Yeah, the drop should actually be down here after that. Oh, good catch, Museum. This should have finished. We didn't get that to finish though. Okay, that's still going. But this one, we get to this point. And that makes sense, right? It should be polling if it's not getting past there. So if it's getting into there, that probably also means that the spawn isn't actually getting ticked. Why wouldn't that be getting ticked? That task there. Let's take a quick peek here. It's got future, and that's all we're doing. We just want to use future on it. Is this somehow like across executors not working? Because here we're spawning this in one executor and then awaiting it in the next. Because this await here is actually not in the same executor. Although that, let's see, shouldn't that other executor be... We should have a couple threads that are chewing on it, right? I said run with 2 threads. Looking at this, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. It seems as though this async block should be able to have this code in it. Like, it doesn't seem like the code is out of place. So then maybe we should have like tasks spawned up inside of here or something. We are able to spawn tasks, and dropping works. In this case, all that works. It's just this block here. So this await. The future info is correct. Trying to return a ready. It's the same way async executor wraps multi. It's tasks all the way down. Yes. That's funny. Multitask wraps another type. Okay. On turtles. So And let's just eliminate things until we find the thing that we need. I took a peek at the async executor one. Let's take a peek at this one. Interesting. Task has failed. Got it. Okay. Wonder if there's something in the way that we're wrapping it. Here we have task being passed in. So this is ready coming in, saying spawn that. Spawn should be able to take those. Yep, it would break, otherwise it wouldn't compile. So where T is a future, we're able to do this. Async task. Ah. Oh wow. That's where the meat of it is. If state's not closed, otherwise if it's complete, do this. All that looks fine. So is it how we're doing it? So I'd expect that you should be able to say, you know, async executor is small, whatever. You know, spawn this, you get a task back, and you can await it. That seems just, you know, normal. Alright, let's say I got rid of all the other stuff. Let's focus on just that. We have to run that. Although, why is this done inside of here? That doesn't need to be done inside of there, does it? We run that outside. Oh, that's right. We have to do that because this blocks. That there blocks. So that's a question. Do we want that to block? Probably not. But having a way to stop it would be nice. So just maybe inverting this, not having the until here, but returning it, and then they just drop it. That does work? Just spawn the test feature on my executor. I think I got stuck because I needed some way due to the run blocking. I thought that run blocking would be nice and I needed some other way to do that. Because I wasn't able to drop that later. Drop the stop at the end of the future. Yeah. Don't really want it that way. I passed in this future and saying, oh, you know what? Just let them pass in whatever future they want. And I think that was a mistake. Before the run, add spawn EX future. All right. Oh, I see. I see. So in this case, if we did have something, so it features light. Let's say ready. Could await that. Show whether or not that is working. So making an abstraction for the small way, and then Tokyo is going to be a headache. Oh. Yeah, it seems like having the detach, it would be possible to send the task over some sort of channel or whatever into some loop that could continue to kind of house it. But yeah. Oh, they have a neat shutdown on idle runner. Oh, that's cool. All right, so then we have the signaling shutdown on runner. We have our executor. Oh, it was removed in ODA 2. Oh, there goes the water. Luckily, there's nothing down there. It's gonna. Oh, spawner is borrowed. Should be able to. Oh, that's right. We were going to. And Mizi, now you got me thinking about the whole small versus Tokyo thing. All right. There are a number of these that are specific to, like any of the, I guess, any of Steven's things would work here. Because they're basically all the same pattern, just different wrappings. We should actually return arc there. running Tokyo stuff on small from Tokyo wouldn't work because Tokyo stuff checks to see where its task came from and it panics. Well, I'm wondering what the next one's going to be, right? Because there was kind of async standard before, and then kind of Tokyo, and then small came along, changed async standards, um, innards. Oh, but what about the next one? I don't know what the next one's going to be like. Oh, Tokyo was the original. Okay. Oh, Tokyo 3 coming out soon. What are the big changes for Tokyo 3 going to be? Structured tasks. Huh.
Took a walk among the stars tonight. Found myself a washing colored light. It felt like spirits had awakened me.
Hmm.
This carnival of animals had taken me.
Let's give that a test. Okay, that works. Let's fix this one up too.
They danced around me and they took my hand. Whispered, close your eyes and understand. When I felt the change, it startled me.
Why did I clone that here?
Carnival of animals is all I see.
All right. What was it doing there? Okay, there we go. Got that. Drop TX, RX. Can I find TX in the scope? Toss that up there. There we go.
I'm left behind, obeyed the lie, but always a gone. Euphoria at the bottom line, I lie afraid.
Does that even make sense? That doesn't even make sense. Dropping TX will cause the blocking run to return. Could just store the TX on the executor. Drop the executor to cause it to stop. No, that's true. That's true. You'd have to split run off into a new type. Small does this by having a new form of abbreviated Rust. Hey, Game Dev Unknown, how's it going? I'm gonna have to copy that and parse this. Copy. Parse. Alright. I see. So we have our signal. Okay. And then executor to run. Initialize the executor. Spawn it. Move. Future await. Drop. Yada yada. Hmm. I see. Either that or I just drop this crate and use async stuff directly. Because it seems, yeah, I think the goal that I wanted was to be able to kind of have one executor across these different crates. Because I didn't have really a way to kind of to pass a spawner into these things, which is really what was needed. And I feel like I've spent too long in this. Although I've been learning a lot, the project is kind of stuck into the multiplexer and kind of little pub sub thing. They sort of thread local. I see. This is like all of small, isn't it? Oh, 200 lines. If Tokyo. Using parallel. Where did parallel come from? Parallels. Parallel. That's not it. Ah. That explains it. Alright. Oops. Didn't mean to go back into there yet. Alright. So I think I'm gonna do the hardest thing and delete this. Yeah. Because really, as you pointed out, wrapping these things is hard. And it's likely to be incompatible between different runtimes if I ever do want to switch. I've learned a lot. Yes. It's that old song, know when to walk away, know when to run, gambler. Still have that in the multiplexer though? Well, I think if the multiplexer just took a spawner, it'd be fine. Right, like it could just give it the spawner from small or whatever. And if I change runtimes, then so it has its own local runtime for internal logic. It could do, yeah. Then multiplex buffer Tokyo. All right, here we go. Closing out of that. Goodbye. Oh, it doesn't have a simple spawner. I thought it did. Didn't it have a runtime? All right. So basically, this is saying, yes, we're going to be using whatever runtime for the game server across the board for all these different crates. No, Mall's the new one. MOL. It's less than small. All right. Where'd it go? There it goes. Dun dun dun. All right. So then back here. Put that back. Because I deleted it already. Now, where's this going to take? A spawner. I thought Tokyo had. Moving between the two isn't that much work. Yeah, we've done it before too, right? And it really wasn't. I was curious though. The on Tokyo, actually, I might have the docs. Because you can pass a runtime in and then spawn using that runtime. It's the aux stuff you have to deal with. Tokyo, codecs, hyper, etc. Yeah. It's not the same as an executor. True. All right. Now leaving that, we've got some other stuff. Let me go back over here to the good stuff. See runtime. Settings. Oh, you could rename it. Oh, here. This is something I've never done before. Done. There wasn't any like confirmation, like, are you really sure? No, it just did it. Careful clicking that button. All right. And the thing, that pusher, the blower, I called it packeteer instead. Yeah, how about as you fill out a form? Yeah. Like, sure, you probably got a copy, right? You didn't just delete that, did you? All right. All right, so we redid that. I can see eject. Okay, we got that. Futures light, etc., etc. Yep, that went away. Blower should be renamed. This should be like actual packeteer piece. It uses atomic waker. Yeah, here, async awaken. I think I renamed it to legacy awaken because it just felt like it was too specific for something to put on crates.io. But yeah, a lot of these things are actually out there. Because I don't have my GitHub listed or my source hut stuff listed. So we'll set it to that, and oops, a little bit too much there. Setting another command up. There we go. But yeah, it's just using the atomic waker, and it just signals. That's all it does. It's basically like a stripped down abort that you can wait on. It doesn't wrap anything. That does, and let's see, there is no like dark mode on this, is there? That's too bad. You might use something like that instead of a one-shot channel. Well, if that's the case, I could put it back out there. I really don't mind. Because I mean, it was so simple, and it looked like there were some other things, but they had one extra piece to it. And I didn't ever want that one extra piece. So here, let's go back to settings here. How clonable is it? It's not. That's the thing. It's just one off. Like that's one of the one extra things. There's one out there that's clonable, and this is for like the one off. You want to signal one thing. Yeah. Because I think what you're looking for, because I did a search for this before, and there is something out there that does have clone for this. I'm trying to remember what it was. No, awaken, awaker, no. I know I found it. Async. So we'll combine that with was like was it halt or a stop or abort? It's out there. I don't remember exactly what it is. Let's see, history. Gonna give a quick search to my history here. Async notify. Notify a single task to wake up. Yeah, this one had more complicated bit of code. It's notify notified. Each notify holds a single permit. So yeah, like this one. So yeah, that's probably more along the lines of what you were looking for. That's interesting. Oh, they have the original and then stripped down one. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. That was the other criteria I had. Like, nope, nope, nope. All these different crates out there. And they all end in sin. Sin. With a Y. Alright, so we have Packeteer. This async awaken. Okay, async executor, that's going away. This is legacy. What did I call it? Legacy awaker, awaken, awakeify. Oh, over here. Ooh, that's white. Colorless themes. No, lists. It's not popular enough. Alright. Anyhow. Legacy Awaken. That's what it's called. Get an update real quick. And then we'll probably just use the async executor in here, or expect something like that. Oh, yes. Yeah, that one's gone now. keep this one. I thought that was yep, that should be fine. Ta-da. Alright. Getting used to the new Vim key, like the shortcut that I got yesterday. Absolution, freedom from sin. Are you kidding? Oh, that's funny. Oh, wow. Custom derives, where your proc macro is being applied to some Rust item. Yep. Oh, that's cool. I want to favorite that. Creates, solution, all of that. There we go. That's funny. Oh, he's a servo dev. Oh, strip down arc from servo. Called Triumph. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, that is so funny. Without weak references. Yeah, I've never actually used weak references on this. Why would they actually have one without weak references? Down to 1 instead of 2? I guess that. Wow. Thin arc, unique arc. Doesn't support weak references. We save space by excluding the weak reference count. Wow. Temporarily mutable arc, which can be converted into a regular arc later. Can be used transparently from C++ code and is compatible with Triumph arc. Arc borrow. Okay, so really some FFI stuff. Triumph arc can be constructed for dynamically sized types via from header and iter. Oh, neat. Thin arc, thin pointer to arc to dynamically sized types and arc union. Wow. Yeah, the others are fairly specific. Firefoxy Firefox needs. 'Cause they do a lot of FFI stuff. This looks like FFI stuff to me. Like well, it says so, but C++ stuff, unique arc. This, if you want to set it up and then get an arc from it later, which I don't understand why you would not just put it in an arc yet. Yeah, why not just put it in the arc when you need it to be an arc? Because that's the piece I don't see. It seems like unique arc is really just the state before it becomes the arc. Yeah, there's probably a reason for it. I just don't see it. That's neat though. Especially if you're using a lot of arcs. You have to move it into the arc? Oh, I see. So if you want to keep it on self, that moves into the arc unless you mutate. Ah, I got it. Okay. So yeah, maybe those two. Hmm. When they are constructed, they are known to be uniquely owned. In such case, it is safe to mutate the contents of the arc before allocating the arc again. That's what I was saying. However, it's possible that a large or unsized you need to heap allocate. And then you just call shareable and you get that. Very nice. Yeah, that's pretty neat. All right. We should use it for this. Absolutely use it for this. Because we're going to have a lot of arcs. Where are we going to have arcs, though? Register channel. Or we send data. Publish. Where's publish? Here. And that'll save on space. So much space. All right. So, given that we just got rid of spawner, this spawner is going to be out of small. No. Async executor. Actually, did we already have that in there? Cargo. No, we don't. Actually, does... No, I have more than that. Cargo, what features And in this case, it's okay to have async IO in there. So do we want futures IO? I don't think we actually need futures IO. That's so funny. Okay. Trying to get used to that shortcut key. So we'll use async executor. Almost. Spawner. And that's our spawner. Futures IO in it. Oh, futures light. Yeah, futures IO in it. I see. So basically we're bringing that in via this or that. Hmm. Oh, it doesn't expose them. Oh, okay. Fine. And now we just have a spawner that we spawn. Now this spawner, it feels like we should be taking clone of one. Wait, where's our new function? Do we not have a new function for this? Oh, interesting. Okay. And really all we're going to use out of that is probably spawner. No ejection, no clients, no channels. Oh, interesting. Ejection doesn't have a default. Why? It absolutely could. All right. Oh, one is the ID and the other is the stream type. Oh, source at dark. Oh, thank you. Copy the CSS and all right, raw. Oh, that's so bright. Manage. Let's see, installed styles, backup options. Write new style. Oh, okay. Sure. Beautify. Done. Let us save. Now we have to limit it, don't we? Let's see. Live preview. Interesting. Can't tell if those are enabled or disabled. All right, back to manage. So now we have source at dark. Ah, everything. That's the problem. So if I click on that, how do we actually options limit it? Back to manage, beautify. Oh, applies to everything here. Apply to URL. What are the options here? URL starting with. There. Now if we enable it, we go to source set. Oh, look at that. Oh, thank you. Save. Thank you. All right. I don't really feel like testing that. We're gonna just close it. Give it a cargo check. All right, that's there. We'll go back to 3. Give it a little update. Ta-da! All right, that's fixed. The PS1, that there. That is Starship. Let's see, we should probably link to that. Something like that. That looks so much better. Alright. I actually find IU to be a little too dark sometimes. Yeah, not changing that. Okay. Some of the subtle differences between like the background and these sections here. Alright, let's keep going. Today's Thursday, right? Did I miss a day? Ah, and now inside of here, this is register client. Here we're setting up the spawner. ID can't be sent safely between threads. Fine, let's just constrain ID. Pusher. What did we call it? Push all. There we go. The trait bound ID. Where AW is async, right? That's there. When did Godot support Rust? Technically, Godot supports GD native. As they have a system of being able to support any sort of DLL that supports the API. So there's just a project that implements that API in Rust, so you can do scripting and whatnot using Rust instead of GD script. All right, what other errors do we have? Okay. Getting some of the easy bugs out of the way real quick. Mismatched types. Oh, a vector of errors. Yeah, we'll rethink that. Mark that as unimplemented, same with that one. There's a little less spew in there. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, most of this is in blower. Let's clean up pusher and client first. What does client do? Oh, it's just a list of elements in here. And this is legacy. Awaken now. Okay. Now for pusher. Pusher is what pushes the bytes. Error here. The ID. See, I was trying not to be prescriptive on what kind of ID we're going to be using because of this. Yeah, they are so very annoying. The problem is, when you subscribe, you can provide many things. I guess we could just change that. Alright, let's change that. I was given the option to be able to subscribe to multiple things at the same time, but that complicates the API a lot. Let them just call it multiple times. Less is more. I think it's just easier and cleaner to not have that. See, it was this vector, and I don't like that. It was because of this. Should just provide ID here. Same. That would clean that up quite a bit. Then they get either a result or an error back, whether or not that one thing actually worked. Oh, none of the fingers. Yeah, that's true. I have to find a friend. Alright, this does become so much better. Just return that or that, etc. Unimplemented. Weirdly, a lot of 9s in that max number. There are, aren't there? And what if that's common in numbers like that? What about like a 64-bit one? Alright, I like the way this is going. Not trying to do too much. Alright, now in this case, let's push all. Oh, the return times are different. Oh, funny. Actually, that one can stay the same. We'll have this one match. Async write is not satisfied. I thought we had that. It's right there. Not the same async write? Futures IO. It's the exact same thing. We have other errors in here. Let's clean that up real quick. Could be leading to the issues. Alright, while let OK. Self-writer, write all data, etc., etc. Ah, I see. We don't actually return OK. I-82, thank you. Oh, the 3 5s, 4 4s, and 3 7s. Then see, those 9s are just kind of outliers, aren't they? Yeah, much more pleasing. So we have dot files here, and then if you want to see a nice example of dot files, mine aren't pretty. These are prettier. Xenocron. Alright, so that's better. Let's go back into Blower, which we will rename in a bit. Do you have a link to your dot files, Musi? I'm kidding. We could, I don't ugly dot files, I could just link those back to my own. I think my dot files are ugly. I mean, it's simple, but still, it could be better. Async write is not satisfied. For client. Wait, what? Your init.el is 4,000 lines. Unit test and documentation. Of course. Why is it talking about client ID, not implementing async write? Client doesn't need to implement async write. What is pusher? Did I do this wrong? Pusher returns self. Oh, that is wrong. That should be this client, not this other client. This one should be more of like a client info. Client miscellaneous data. All right. Into client. Expected struct sender. And why did we want a sender? Probably because I don't know. Yeah, that probably doesn't make sense. So this ejection, taking a sender for ST, I think we just want the async right there. We want whatever our client is. Via settings, just some JSON, non-standard JSON comments. You must have some complicated VS settings too, although the plugins probably take care of some of that. Right, I think the type is wrong here. Because when we say we want something ejected, the ST isn't going to be the same thing there. Did we get the order right? This is sender followed by ID, sender, okay. Looks like AW is gonna move up. Whatever our async writer is, I think I want to name that, rename that to A. Just RA and QL stuff, quality of life. Let's go back in the pusher, we're gonna rename just to A. This W is actually better, isn't it? It's a writer. That looks much better instead of AW. All right, now in this case, we're gonna get rid of that. And we need this up here now. That should be a W. Yep, W should be owned at that point. That's why we can move it around. Feels like that should be more of a T instead of a ST. All right. That naming, I think, is better. It was showing some of its roots. Its roots were showing. Okay. It's our writer, there's our ID. Or 2. W cannot be sent safely between threads. Oh, why does it want an ID back? ID or error? You already know what the ID is. You gave it to us. Cannot infer type of ID. Why do you need ID? You don't need ID. All right, that's done. Let's done this here. Unimplemented. Yes, can't get to that yet. Soon to be problems a lot easier to manage. Let's see, the soon to be, let's see. A little foreshadowing, huh? I'm using. Ah, yes. So that, let me see if I can see where you're going with that. Um, let's see, publish, we're just going to, we'll wrap up this vector here in Arc de Triomphe and toss it into a bunch of channels and send it. Now those channels are just going to be fed into these pushers, and the pusher should be able to just consume all that. Oh, W propagating everywhere? Having to name the W somewhere? Interesting. And I love this sort of mental puzzle. See, unsubscribe, that's really going to be taking IDs out. Publish all. Let's do publish all first. Also, from vector of U8 for arc of array of U8. Remove the caps field and then convert the vector to an arc, no copying. Oh, interesting. Has to make 2 atomics, but whatever. Does Triumph do the same thing? From a vector of T. I see they're doing a copy from slice. Oh, neat. Okay. That's pretty neat about the that stuff there. Do you think I should actually leave the API like this, or have it? So this is an owned array of U8s. Now, gives the unsized slice a size. Oh, you can't just have. Oh, it's an unsized slice. Oh, I see. I see. I didn't see that before. Interesting. So if I wanted to take that and put it into my own arc, like the Triumph one, convert it to the arc and the function, assuming that, yeah, okay. That's actually what I was just about to ask. Now I wonder if there's actually a different way to express that. Yeah, this will be the one that sends it. Use thin arc. Oh, interesting. A little bit of unsafe, okay. I'm guessing it's going to be akin to this. Actually, I'm a little curious. I'm guessing it's going to look very, very similar to this. Where's thin arc? Back to the structs. Thin arc. Dynamically sized data. From header and iter with arc. Neat. This is functionally equivalent to arc, h, and t. When you create an arc containing a dynamically sized type like header slice, arc is represented on the stack as a fat pointer, with the length of the slice stored alongside the arc's pointer. In some situations, you may wish to leave a thin pointer instead, perhaps for FFI compatibility or space efficiency. Thin arc solves this by storing the length in the allocation itself, via header slice with length. Oh. That's neat. Oh, interesting. Heap pointer. Memory reporting. Create a thin arc for, okay. What's the slice of it? What's the length? Okay, the allocation itself, so it's just slice of t, which is 12 bytes. Effect t. Nice. All right, now I see. So 8 for the pointer and then 4 bytes for the size. So the slice can only be 32 or, or 4 gigs. You can have dynamically sized types as the last field for a struct? Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. How do you decorate that? I want to see. So it's just I guess it'd just be a slice, right? Dynamically sized types. Is that the question mark sized type? Oh, so many questions. Is maybe sized, not dynamically sized. Okay. Function into data into arc. That could actually be separate. Doesn't need to be a member on this. Toss that down here. An arc, something like that. IOM. Without the T, I am destroying that. Oh, I'm in the browser. Is it still in the browser? Okay. Yeah, no, I am destroying the spelling of triumph. There we go. No features. I am using Challenger Deep. All right. Now thin arc. IOMPHE. Okay. What else does it have in there? Let me check real quick. Top level structs. Enums. Okay, so this header and header with slice. Or header slice and header with length. So we create a new header and length. So where's header? Let's see header in here. Oh, H is header. Generic header. Header slice with length. Header with length for a slice. Interesting. Header, the fixed sized data. Was not expecting to see that there. Okay, so we create a new one of those, which will be the data, and then we have the length itself. Header with length, create a new of that. Then we have to give it the data. Data, that's not going to be the right type there, we know that. And then the length is going to be data.length, or just length. Take that out of there, and now we have to get the data that we can put in there. See, we're probably not going to want to borrow this, right? We just want dynamically sized data, so the array itself, like into bytes or something, right? But that's going to be a slice, isn't it? As pointer, binary search, cat, etc., etc. Have references down here. Extend from index. Mark the value. Mark that the value came from your type. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, so you're cannery. That's interesting. So, yeah. So why do they do that? What does that the header value then? What does that give it? Like a mask allocation. Oh, to see where it came from. Like the pointer of, okay. Yeah, and this. something. It could be anything. It's a fancy way of storing data in the address of a pointer. I see. Let's see, how many do I need? I need 16. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, random enough. Oh, I see. But we could also do this in such a way where we could know that this was coming from publish all or publish. You'd make it readable. It's something you can refer to later if the allocation fails. All right. Something that doesn't look quite possible. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, one extra. There. Kind of like the idea of it being different for publish all and then for publish. It probably doesn't matter though. And good morning, Raimu. Just something you can refer to later if the allocation fails. Underscores may help. Alright, so we'll get to that. So then we have the header, and now the length. And at this point we call, oh, it's scrolled off my chat. Structs, then arc from header and iter. Interesting that it's not auto-completing that. ARC, then R, yeah. All right. The trait-bound vector iter, exact size iterator is not satisfied. I'm iterative exact size iterator. What implements it? Implementing types drain into iter. Okay, there we go. Return one of those. All right. So now that's good. I feel like we're missing something. Where's the unsafe beds? Hey, Krezink. Uh, let's see. We don't have many commands. A lot of them have fallen to the wayside. We have things like git, got editor, theme, coc, stuff like that. Oh, you can use a smaller canary. Oh, neat. Okay. Oops. What am I doing? A U8 even. That means that, like, you have to be a lot more. I don't know, anything. All right. All right. So then after we return this, so we have our arc. We'll let it equal to that. Return arc later. And now, oops. Now in this place, we need to have it forget that it knows about this, don't we? What is this going to be doing? Data into iter, that would have given it the data, right? That it's here from data and iter. Let's see, let's take a look at the source on this. Arc into thin. Arc from header and iter. Okay. Structs arc from header and iter. I need to think about zero size types. Interesting. Compute the required size of the allocation. Size of value, fake reference. Arc inner. Allocate the buffer. We use vec because the underlying allocation machinery isn't available in stable Rust. To avoid alignment issues, we allocate words rather than bytes, rounding up to the nearest word size. Oh, it doesn't deref normally. Oh, that's interesting. Unsafe to create a slice from that. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do with the data? I mean, we've given it to this. It looks like it's allocating and taking that stuff out of there. Doesn't the header also know the slice, the size here? Header should be length for that instead of mask/canary. I see, but It has a length. Everything, okay. Everything will be quote unquote normal. Because it directs that. T. Got it. Well, the thin arc would be fun. Maybe a little more than we want to have in here, though. And what's going to be the difference between this and the other? When you get the length out when you do the direct? I see. Now, when we go to do the right, where is it? Docs.rs. Using futures light. One use size less for the slice, I see. Okay. I see, but because this one actually does it to the word boundary, you need to know the slice, the size of it. Well, let's go ahead and use the regular one then. So in this case, we take a vector. Yeah. Or just a vector. And turn its header slice into a slice with from raw parts. Oh, I see. Well, here, let's keep going with this. All right, so we have the arc. It doesn't appear that we need to do anything else in here. When we get to publish all, I'm going to do a lot of cloning. And now we will go through every single one of these channels, wherever they are, clients, sending to each one of them. Let's see, that's just going to be an iter, because we don't need it to be an intermediate because we're using channels, async channels, and those have interior mutability. We'll have client dot, was it channel?
You hold me just to take my breath away.
I'm torn. Do I just make those public or create some functions? Um, I think we'll go this route. I forgot the name of it though. The sender. So it's a client TX. Could use a better name. Yeah, sender would be much better. But we can't do async inside there, can we? Oh, that's a bummer. Like if it did this in parallel, I'd be okay with that. Collect into a vector of futures. Yeah, okay. And then just futures in order to wait on that. So we do the send here.
I can't see what surrounds me, floating on clouds.
Expects 0 arguments, found 1. Self-declines. Oh, that's a dash map. They have into iterator. Oh, we don't want into iter. Alter versus alter all. Interesting. I thought they would have a way to do that. And maybe it is alter all. Have I started the database? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong dash map. Ah, foiled again. Yes, game dev unknown. I have started the database already. In fact, it's been set up for a while. Now in this case, dash map. Latest version. From iter. With capacity. Capacity clear can extend, extract. Iter, there it is. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we'll use that in a moment. Let me check some stuff here. All right, so we'll call iter on it. Actually, iter is there. But is that going to give us a key and a value? Does not take a snapshot of the map, and thus changes during the lifetime of the iterator may not become visible in the iterator. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So if you're iterating through and something new gets added or deleted, yeah, I wonder. A little bit more definition here would be useful. All right, so we'll get an element guard. Go ahead and call value on that. Okay. Hey, give me a minute. I guess gotta fix something here. All right, that's taken care of. What were we doing? Okay, so we got the clients. We got the iter on that. It's supposed to be like this. Dot map. We get the guard.value, data.clone. Oh yes, now inside of here we have to do the extra little bits with that. Data.something in there. Let's see. Okay. Now for this. I guess we could do to do, right? Yeah, that works there. Nice. Kitty. We're using Kitty. Five annotations needed. Standard art first, profile afterwards. You know, it did. The way that it copied. All right, we'll do that. It's neat that Triumph exists, though. Expected structure. Wait, what? I think I was trying to call send all, anyways. Oh, no. That's right. I just need to send the clone in there. Sorry, this isn't the writer. My mistake. Update lib. Okay. We're going to send that. We should be able to collect this. Type annotations needed. Actually, we should be able to collect into a futures unordered. Which is somewhere else. Actually, I don't want to do that. Is there an alternative to futures unordered? Oh, and the card issue. Spawn detach. Oh, I might do that. I just want to get this off the ground. That, and I'm not even certain I want to use a dash map. I keep trying to. But most of the time, I don't think that's going to be very useful. When we add and remove, when we go to send, its implementation scares you. Because I was thinking like a read-write lock here instead. Just something simple. I profile it later, see if it's an issue. All right, let's swap out dash map. Let's not do dash map here. We're gonna go with a hash map and just with read-write lock. Probably. Oh, but there isn't any async read-write lock, is there? It says async lock. Was it easy mutex, async mutex? Alright, a couple of those. Let's pull those in. Alright, that goes away. We have this. Clients. Hash map has contains, doesn't it? Oh, it contains key. Oh, but we have to get the lock on it. How often do we use this? Once, twice. Where am I ever going to have to lock on that? So maybe we don't need that style of mutex. An async mutex. Maybe we could use just a standard one or one from parking lot. Or easy mutex. Is it simple mutex? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I actually need to block in the futures. Is where we got to actually use this. Right, the pusher, it's running. It's just using the channels, pulling off the channels. So this code in here needs to be async, but there's no reason to have that mutex. We don't reference those pieces at all. And then where we create a channel, this is synchronous code. It'd probably be okay. Although this here, we would have to, yeah, those things are already ref counted. They have mutexes, so we should. So slow reader will hold that guard for a long time. I have to block to borrow all of the riders. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about this a bit. And because this here, if we did have to block on clients are channels, right? In here, registering a client, that seems fine. The thing that's gonna get me is this. We're gonna need this to be mutable. Which means that we wouldn't be able to use self anywhere inside of here, but that's probably okay because we're not doing that at all anyways. But it does mean that, yeah, that we can only have one write at being in queued at a time. Yeah, it's an unbounded channel. We're just sending to those channels. Yeah, no, we're not doing I/O from those, and that's what I was trying to check. But if you need to send, you'd have to get a lock on this and get a handle to all of the senders that you need, because the senders are stored in here. Maybe we split those out though. Yeah, that should be fine. So if we're going to go that route, how much of the time, because if we're going to go blocking, then read-write lock might be a better choice here. Because then we'd still be able to get the channels out concurrently. And then we would only block if we were actually inserting somebody into here or deleting them. Don't wait after the sync lock. Alright, so let's get rid of async mutex. Cargo to toml. Get rid of that. I love this. This is just a placeholder. Simple RW lock, also placeholder. Yeah, parking lots are. Make sure they'll wait after you drop the card. The wait is after you drop the card, yes. Also, it's not letting me keep a hold of the guards because they're inside of that closure. So, oh, you're talking about the other guards, yes. Copy, paste, sort. Async mutex orders the yield points. I see. Hmm. What else does parking lot have in it? I haven't used it in a while. Documentation. Structs. Type definitions. There we go. Read write lock, mutex, reentrant mutex, fair mutex. Wow. All right, now if we've got that, still do default there. That's fine. Client. Clients and channels. That's a read. Clients.write. Now this, of course, is when we register a client. That's expected. There's also work on replacing standard MPSC with crossbeam channel. Oh, neat. Unsubscribe. Okay. Now in this case, I'm gonna read iter map. So now we just have a client. Client as sender. Oh, this should be values, shouldn't it? On a regular hash map. Where is it? On the left. Yes, values. Creates the temperature temporary, which is free while still in use. It's because of the guard. Extract into variable. Okay. There we go. Now at this point, we have all these asyncs, right? All these things. And we want them to all resolve at the same time. You had maybe jokingly suggested doing a spawn for each one of these, but that would work. Yeah, why use a future? Try send on the channel. That's true. Eventually, I was thinking that I guess I could do that on the reader side if the reader's falling behind. But at the moment, I have the possibility of these channels just inflating forever. And it would be nice to be able to drop somebody if they're not able to read or catch up. One other thing that I think would be nice for this is to be able to replace packets that are already in queue with maybe an updated value, right? Like if you're reading stock ticker prices too slowly, just get the latest version, right? Copy an idea with here. All right. I'll give it a try send, actually. That's the other thing I haven't figured out with this is how to return something that's having an error. How do I express that an error has happened somewhere? If there's an IO error during the write, it's stuffed quite deep in there. Well, I'm coming up on the hour here. And I should probably get going. Now, who did Frankenstein's monster bring to party? His ghoul friend didn't. Shh. All right. Well, looks like Brooke's working on some road stuff today. We're gonna go that route, I think. Got some more GGEZ in the store. Well, thank you all for hanging out, and before we go, we should probably do one more of these. Why is tennis such a loud game? Because each player raises a racket. Didn't. All right, y'all. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.